Hello! Hi, everybody. My name's Kim. I'm glad you found me. And I'm on my corner of the internet where we do really weird neurology tools for singing. I am currently getting over a little cold, as is my assistant for the day, Caitlin Taylor. So just so you know, Caitlin Taylor is going to be co-hosting on the call here, and she will answer any questions that I don't get to, but if there's not that many of you, I think we can probably make it work. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And if you don't know me that well, I am an opera singer turned musical theater actor, certified neuro nerd. That's my journey. I'm going to give you a taste of using neuro for real life and real life problems in singing. And I love this stuff so much. I post lots of tips. I have a program, a certification now in this world, and I really like to break down and boil down big neurological concepts into small bites, small bites that are actually usable. So I think it's time for us to get our nervous systems back in shape so we can heal. If you are somebody who deals with seasonal allergies or illness, seasonal sickness. I've used a lot of these tools. This actually used to be called the COVID recovery course. And I taught this course 3 or 4 times during the pandemic because we're going to be focusing on tools for immunity and lots of fun stuff. So anyway, you can deep dive on my bio later. Let's dig into it. So by joining this workshop, I want you to know you are agreeing that this is at your own risk. Nobody knows your body better than you. So just know that I'm not there with you. I am not a doctor. And if it doesn't sound good, maybe sit it out. Okay? Cool. These are the tools that you're going to need for today. So I'll probably pause for a moment in case you need to run to the kitchen or somewhere. But you'll need a Kleenex. And this will be in a little bit. But a Kleenex or some toilet paper or even a scarf will work. A non-toxic essential oil. I think that's the one thing I did not pull, but I think I know where one is. And then you're going to want salt and pepper on a plate. We were going to be doing one of the reels that just recently went pretty viral. That'll be some cranial nerve testing on your tongue. And then an electric toothbrush if you happen to have it. And I'll show you the tool that I use that is a really cool oral stimulator called the Z-Vibe. But if you don't have it, that's okay. You can use something else, or we can just tap instead. That'll be fine. And then if you have a hand towel nearby, great. I think the hand towel and the scarf can actually double for either of these exercises. So something like that, okay? Okay, so we're gonna be looking at the brain's process for healing, rehabilitation. We'll learn to assess your body. We'll do just a little tiny bit of singing exercise. It's not gonna be a lot. You can also just use movement if you're getting over a cold, like me. But I am gonna do a little tiny bit of vocalization, and I'll show you what we can do safely, comfortably. And again, if you do not feel like it sounds or feels good to do any of these exercises, you know your body better, so please understand that I'm not there with you. We're gonna get a badass brainstem today. We're gonna take the garbage, this gunk out, and then we're gonna go to Vegas, and we're gonna check out the immunity nerve, okay? We're gonna basically be testing the nerves of your tongue, your mouth, your face, your nose, and look for ways to rebalance sensation so that you can use those nerves effectively, right? And you can use your own body to clear out this gunk. All right, let's move forward. Pardon me, getting over a cold. So, how can I improve my nervous system to help my body clear out the gunk and get singing again? Also, why the heck am I sick? If you haven't heard of this concept, this is all over my page, but it is called the threat bucket. It's called the threat neuromatrix in the world of Dr. Lorimer Moseley and Thomas Melsack, who originally came up with it. Pardon me, gotta slow down. They are renowned experts in pain science. So here's the basic metaphor. Everybody's got a bucket, and everything that you've ever experienced in your life goes in this bucket. So it could be all these things. It could be that you stayed up late, you had too many vocal commitments, you changed your audition song 3 times, maybe you got a puppy who needs some extra care. Anyway, all of these things go into your bucket, and suddenly something happens. You stub your toe, or you pick up a laundry basket. Maybe somebody nearby you has a cold, and suddenly everything is awful. Pain, sickness, your body has to stop you in some way, right? So your bucket has overflowed. And our goal today is to take one thing out of that bucket. If you take one thing out of that bucket, then the water level is going to come down, and we can start healing again. We can start actually focusing on performance, rehabilitation, healing, which is what we're here for, okay? All right, so we're going to get started right away because I got so many cool tools to share with you. Here are the ways that you can assess your body and your voice today. Try a gentle vocal slide. So start in a low range, chest dominant ah, and then transition up to O, back down to ah. Ah. Take note of how that feels. Notice if there's any gaps in that range. Notice how the register shifts feel and how your breathing feels. These are all things that we can think about, especially as we're recovering from a cold. And then another one that I like to share here is the pa test. So basically, no, it's not Papageno. It's not pa. It is basically a test that you do when you have laryngitis, but it's an onset test to see how your vocal folds are coming together. So we can go ahead and take a test like that. And if there's a big gap between then you know that you got a lot of swelling in there, okay? So go ahead and see where you are. Pa, okay? The other option is a little singing phrase. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching the fever pitch and is bringing me out the dark. Take some little tiny phrase of something. If you feel like it today, it can be classical, it can be whatever you like. And then that's going to be our baseline, right? That'll be our baseline for the day. We always assess before and after. Here are your other options for the physical side of things. If you'd like to do something other than the voice, or if you just want to see it in your body more than your voice. Today, you can do a forward bend, and that will just look like this. See how comfortably far you go. I'm a little stiff. My breathing has not been great with a cough. So I'm about 6 or 7 inches from the floor till my hamstrings get tight. Now notice, I can go further than that if I really stretch it, right? But that's not what we're doing today. We're just seeing where we are, meeting ourselves right where we are, and gonna just test it, right? Here's another option. You can do feet together, and you can rotate. So you'll kind of clap your hands together like a seal, lock out your elbows, and you'll rotate. Oh, this is getting pretty tight here. And then back to center. Pause, and then we'll rotate back to center. She's pretty stiff today. It's pretty stiff. Maybe pick a spot on the wall, like this is about where I am here, and then the other side's a lot better, right? I don't feel that tightness as soon. So I'm gonna just pick exactly where those things are. Maybe there's a window, maybe you got a plant, whatever you got in your space, okay? And then if you'd like to do something chill and super easy, we're gonna do a lateral tilt. So slight double chin. I like to put my hands here on my collarbone, and we'll bring the ear to the shoulder. Lateral tilt. Stop when you start to feel tightening. Back to center. Same thing on the other side. Oh, she's stiff. Okay, here's the thing. This one feels really good. So the problem is, We like how it feels, and we probably really, really want to stretch it really, really well, but that's not our plan today, okay? We're gonna see where we are as best you can. All right, cool. We good? We got one assessment that you can pick from, and then we'll move on and actually get some cool testing in. Let's talk really quickly about what it means when we do find a drill that changes you in some way. Okay, so if we do some kind of drill, neuro drill, this is an exercise that makes you better, thumbs up, that means we're calling it a high payoff drill. It's something you might do right before your gig coming up, especially if you are feeling that little bit of a tickle from coughing or whatever on that tail end of the cold. Then if the drill does not test better or worse, it's a neutral drill, and it's actually really, really good information. It means your brain is probably a little bit threatened by this drill, and we need to modify it. I teach tons of different modifications for these drills for all different brains in my programs, mentorship and certification now. So that's a thing. If it doesn't work for you today, it may be that you need to find a modification. And then there's the rehab drill. This is if it tests worse. Your brain does not like it. Absolutely not. Not interested in that thing today. And again, we have to modify it so that we can make your brain feel safer around it. Okay? That's what all that means. Now I got one more concept that I just want you to understand before we move on, and that is that in the brain, sensory feeds motor. Information actually runs back to front, bottom to top, and back to front. So you can see, I mean, the sensory cortex is not actually blue in your brain, but this blue cortex is the sensory cortex. You hit that first with the information running in the brain to the frontal lobe before you hit the motor cortex. So if you can't feel it, I can't ask you to lift your soft palate. Okay? Okay, that's the moral of the story. It's the lowest hanging fruit, you guys. Lowest hanging fruit. If you can feel something better, you're going to be able to move it better. So now it's time to get a badass brainstem. And I know these look kind of scary, but if you just think of the brainstem as broccoli and the stem of broccoli, it's not as scary, right? These nerves do a lot more than control your face, neck, and torso. This is your master computer. They control pain inhibition. So should I move or should I stay put? Is it a tiger coming at me or is it a kitty cat? Is it a candle or am I smelling a fire and do I need to run, right? This is what the brainstem is going to do for you. So if we want to change anything in the frontal lobe or these autonomic systems that make you cough, sneeze, gag, all those things, we need to make sure that the cranial nerves are functioning really well. So let's do it. Okay, this is a super oversimplification of something called the foramina, or the foramina, sorry. And it's also called the foramen. Now, in your skull, you've got these fun little areas where your facial nerves run out. You see these little holes here on each side? These are the areas that we are going to look at on you, and we're going to make sure you can feel them evenly. If you've had congestion, that might be something that feels different on both sides. So let's start. Grab your Kleenex. Okay? If you have a Kleenex or a scarf or something soft nearby, that is going to be ideal. Okay? If you don't have anything, it's okay. You can use your finger if you need to. It's better to use a different object. All right, take some kind of assessment. I'm just going to see where my neck is. Now that it's been a second, we'll do rotation too. Okay. A little singing. Okay. Now, here's the deal. We're going to sort of stroke these areas once. We're going to try to just do it once first because the brain likes to add sensation and then you don't really have a good read. So that looks like this. Does this, ask your brain, does this feel like this? holy cow, I can't feel anything. So I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do maybe 2 strokes. Okay. Ooh, more sensation on the left side, a little ticklier for me. Okay, if you've got a clear result, keep that in mind. Understand, like really keep track of where the dull places are, okay? Then we're gonna do this middle one. I'll just pull this up one more time so you know kind of where it is. It's right under the cheekbone slightly, yeah? Which is called something else. There you go, zygomatic bone, that's what it is. Ooh, yeah, left side really dull. Right side very spicy. Okay. I almost kind of have to suck my cheeks in, like we're putting on mascara or something. That kind of helps me get to the nerve root a little faster. Okay, I'm thinking the left side is still pretty dull for me. Now, let's go right in the center of the eyebrow. And if you're a dope like me and you got like an eyebrow, it was like nano blading right before COVID, but it was only like the first treatment, y'all. It was only the first treatment, so it's like half done, and I never got it redone. Then you might have less sensation in general. Man. Yeah, I'm gonna go like stroke to the side a little bit because that's really hard to do up and down. Still, okay, still more sensation on the whole right. This is my left side of my face. And the right side of my face, not as active, okay? If you have any results of something that is duller, I would like you to add some more sensation to that area. Okay, so I'm gonna do this, this, and this again. And I'm gonna go crazy and give myself lots of input. Keep breathing. Okay, take your assessment again. So I'm gonna do my lateral tilt. Okay, well that's better. This side's also a little better. Actually feels a little less fiery. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. I think that transition vocally in reaching feels a little like more coordinated. So I'm just getting really, really specific in what I feel before and after. If you don't feel any changes, that is okay. You may have a slightly more neutral drill. You might need more input, right? Now, what we can also do is add something pokey, something sharper. So I didn't ask you to grab anything, but you can use a fingernail or you can use something sharper. Okay, I'm just gonna use my fingernail. And then if it's comfortable, take a little singing assessment. You can also do this with a little bit of sharpness. Do I feel this versus this? And it's just like a lot harder to tell when you are doing it yourself with an object that is connected to your body. So ideally you are using something else. I'm actually gonna test with something cold. Oh wow. I've never done that before. We are making things up as we go, people. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, colder, all colder on this side. I'm gonna add a little more on the duller sides. And this could be totally different based on what branch. But for me today, it just seems like everything is not as good on this side. Okay, reassess. There's a fire, ooh, starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. Yeah, that feels different. Ah. Okay, I don't have an urge to cough right now, which I'm kind of excited about. Maybe I just chilled out a little bit, which is great. Okay, let's move this business now. We're gonna do something called the blowfish, and this is cranial nerves 5 and 7. We were also doing that with the foramina. It looks like this. Stick your tongue to the roof of your mouth, if that's comfortable for you. Okay? Close the mouth, blow into the face. Now, breathe through the nose as best you can. Oh my gosh, as best you can. And we're gonna move this up and down. Actively pressing your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Side to side now. See if you can keep those cheeks like one side high, other side high. We're going to tire these out and then we're going to go up and down. It's so cute, I know. Okay, now release. Go ahead and sing. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. Ah. Lateral tilt. I'm going to do a forward bend, too. See where my back is. I'm a little closer to the floor. Okay, we like that. I like that a lot. Yes, okay. Good, good. All right, I love that because it just immediately gets my face online. And if you're not breathing out of your nose just yet, I got you. Just hold on a second. Okay, we're gonna get more of that. Okay, taste in the tongue is next. I'm gonna keep moving. Now run to your kitchen if you haven't already and get yourself some salt and pepper separately on a plate. If you don't have it, hang out and try this later. Okay, so if you have salt and pepper, this is one of the reels that just went super duper viral a couple of weeks ago. And it's the dumbest thing. It's the dumbest thing, but it works. It feels really good. If you think about it, if you're getting over a cold, you've likely been increasing the sensation on the base of the tongue, right? Yeah, to clear out this mucus. I hope your hands are clean. If you do this later, make sure you wash your hands. You're gonna lick your finger. You're gonna stick it in the salt. And now you're gonna put it on your tongue in the front 2 quadrants. Okay. Taste that. See if there are any differences in taste from side to side. Oh, boy, that is really dull. I think I, again, feel a little bit more on the right in the aftertaste. If you need to try it once more, please do. But I think I have a pretty clear result. So I'm gonna lick my finger, stick it in the salt, and I'm gonna move on to the back 2 quadrants now, okay? It'll look like this. Try to get an even amount. Go inside, think about it. Oh yeah, it's way, way tangier and saltier on the left for me. Okay? Woo, lots of saliva, this is good. All right, what do you think we're gonna do now? We gotta rebalance the sensation. If you find, even if you don't find like a really strong one, go with your gut on what side is stronger, okay? We're gonna put pepper on the dull sides now. And you're gonna sing with pepper on your tongue. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna put it on the whole left side of my tongue. And I do not have water. That was great, great job, Kim. Uh-huh. 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 There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. That was super easy. All right, reassess your body with that pepper on the tongue. Woo! Okay, feels super good. Oh my gosh. Lateral tilt, way better. Way better. Even my rotation, I think, is gonna be better. Yeah, it's a lot better. Okay, that's really good. My brain really liked that. And I don't know if you can hear a change in my voice. It's actually more buoyant and active. I can really feel differences here. Woo! All right, grab some water, because I didn't give myself any water, but if you need some water, please get some. So that is how we feel our tongue again after all of this coughing and stuff. Now, let's jump into moving your tongue. This is a very, very simple test. It is for the hypoglossal nerve, which is cranial nerve 12. You're going to stick the tongue directly out, which is harder than you think. Directly out, so not down and not up. Yeah, you might find that it's quivering a little bit. Keep breathing and hold it there, and it may want to veer off to one side. It might take a minute. Oh, and then I gotta let you know about a little cheat. If you're using your lips or your teeth to help, then we're gonna try and take those away, okay? So open the mouth. No lips, no teeth. And if it's taking a second and it's really hard to tell, here's another fun way to do it. You can actually just jab forward, or jab what would be anteriorly. Yeah. Yeah, it's taking a lot more effort for me to keep it straight. It wants to go over to the left, which is actually very consistent with my results today. The whole left side of my face and my tongue are like out at happy hour. They're not here, right? Okay, so here's what we're gonna do about it. You're gonna do a tongue push up. This is gonna go, I'm gonna put my tongue into the opposite cheek because it's going towards the side of dysfunction, okay? So I wanna make sure that I put it in the opposite cheek so that I'm really strengthening that side, okay? I'm gonna press into it and we're gonna hold it for 5, and that will be an isolation, a tongue isolation, okay? Here we go. Release. Let's do it again. 1, Release. Let's do another one. Release. Now, if you also had a difficult, oh, I should sing. I got a test, Kim. There's a fire starting in my heart. Yeah, definitely better. It's definitely better. I'm feeling much looser all of a sudden. So that was a really, really good one for me. Plus, I still feel the effects of the pepper, which is, my voice sounds a lot better. I don't want to like jinx it, but I'm not coughing right now. Right? Okay, what was I going to say about this? If you did not get a really clear result on that test, here's a super simple, different way to test it. Stick your tongue into the right side, press. Stick your tongue into the left. Now ask yourself which one was harder, okay? So before we simulated it, before we did the push-ups on it and rebalanced it, you could use that as a test, okay? Just to make sure that you have, okay, which sensation am I not as active on or strong on? Okay, better, same, or worse. Write that down for yourself. Okay, so we're gonna do a little nose ballet, if you will. This is the natural decongestant, and this is cranial nerves 7 and 5. So you're gonna basically take some knuckles. I used to call this a knuckle sandwich. And you're gonna blow out your nose. Now, you're gonna trap this air, but do not blow so hard that your ears pop. That's not what we're in the business of, okay? So it's just gonna get trapped like this. Blowing out, trap. Now shake, right and left, up and down, right and left, add a little bit of pressure, and breathe in. If you're somebody that is in New York right now and struggling with like the big changes in heaters, the what are those things called? The heat is just so different. You have to like open up the window and all of that. It's like a lot of dryness at once. My nose immediately gets stuffed. This is one way to unstuff your nose temporarily. There are lots of different ways to do this. It's not just blowing into a Kleenex, okay? You can do so many different kinds. Okay, clear on how that one works? All right, the next one in our nose ballet series is the plug and sing. So that's gonna look like stabilizing, here's my left side, up in this part of my sinuses. And then I'm gonna actually plug up the right side and I'm gonna sing. This position could be used for like blowing your nose. You could tilt down, breathe out, and you could change it and cycle through. Yeah, we can do that again. Inflection, plug up, hold and stabilize. Okay, clearly my right side is more plugged up, so I'm actually going to take a little second here and I'm going to pull this tissue out. Just training it. Plug up the side, the non-plugged up side if you have one. Go ahead and retest. Hey, see if you have a little more access to that masky resonance. You can kind of see where things are here. Not bad, not amazing, but not bad. And then, so we've got reassessing. Then we're gonna do the piggy. And this one is odd. It's, I'm not gonna lie, it's odd. You might need a tissue after this. But you're gonna turn up your nose. I like to actually stabilize. What did I do with this one? It's a real cute. Yeah, I stabilize with my fingers and then I turn up my nose. Okay, look, it's so cute. Hum through this. Or you can sing your song. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch. Whew, that's definitely a different key. I'm gonna get the right key. Whew, there it is. We'll try it again. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. Reassess your brain and your body. See where this is. That's pretty good. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. So I'm getting a little bit more nasal resonance that I didn't have before. Go ahead and reassess. See if that actually is something your brain liked. Yeah. Make sure your feet are staying down and keeping together if you're testing that way. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I would say that's still positive. Okay. I bet nobody's ever made you do that before. I told you, weird neuro stuff, right? I'm gonna do anything I can to help you feel more like you can feel your mask again and you can feel everything happening. Whew. Okay, better, same, or worse. Notate that for yourself. That was the natural decongestant, the plug and sing, the piggy. Now we're going to go for the olfactory nerve. This is cranial nerve 1, so it lives way up here instead of the midbrain, pons, or medulla. What makes this one really, really exciting for the brain is all of the cranial nerves are contralateral except for this one. So they are on the opposite side of the brain stem, but this one is really juicy and interesting because it is controlled by the same side. So it's a great way to kind of interrupt the pain signal, especially if you've got pain on one side of the body. Okay, here are the 3 questions you're going to ask yourself. Grab some kind of something that smells good to you, something non-toxic ideally. You can try this one later if you don't have a candle or something nearby, but try to make it non-toxic. Okay, we are going to plug up the nose. You're going to waft it around about at the chin level. Take a whiff and answer these 3 questions. Number 1, do I smell anything? If that's a complete no, everything is super stuffed up, here's what I'm going to have you do. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. You're going to hold in the same hand, like this. No, you're not. In the opposite hand. You're going to plug up and you're going to hold it in the opposite hand. Make sense? That's super weird. Now this hand is free to open up this space a little bit and move this tissue out. Okay. That's how to modify it, right? Teach your brain that you can smell things. Okay. So let's go back to number 1. Can I smell anything? Can I identify the smell? That's number 2. Mine is like an orangey cinnamon doTERRA. This is On Guard. I don't know if you can see that. On Guard. So I smell cinnamon and cloves. And then number 3, if you can you picture or imagine that scent somehow? So I'm going to imagine a juicy orange or tea with cinnamon and clove in it, sitting by a fire. Some people can't imagine the actual image of things, and that's okay. Okay, we've done it on one side. Let's try it on the other side now. This one's way more blocked up, so I'm going to do the little fancy trick. Plug, hold, open. I'll do it again. Holding it like this. I'm going to plug, hold, pull, open. We already know what the scent is. You can ask yourself those questions again, but really compare the 2. Does one feel different than the other? It's definitely stronger on my right. So I'm going to waft around a little bit more on my left. Teach my brain. This smells like this. Okay, go ahead and reassess your body and your voice. Yeah, okay, I'm on the ground now. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. That feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. Yes, reassess your body, reassess your voice. Notate what felt great for you and if one side was weaker for you. Okay? Here we go. We are going to take the garbage out of your internal ocean now. Okay, there's 2 creators that I follow online. One is Dr. Perry Nicholson of Stop Chasing Pain, and the other account is Lymph Love Club. This system is so interesting, and it is your toxin clearing system. So there's, 2 ways you can think about it. This is your garbage system. What Leah of the Lymph Love Club talks about is that this is your internal ocean. So we're going to move this stuff out of your internal ocean, and I love that. So just combine the 2. Fun fact, this is going to help you with inflammation. We really, really want to make sure this is working well, especially when things are really inflamed. So I'm going to give you a little the simple 3 lymph sequence. And I put this picture up here because I need you to know that the whole left side of the body is drained by the thoracic duct here, and the entire right side is only the face and the arm, right? That's what the right duct does. So if you're short on time, you probably want to focus on the left side, okay? Here is your I'm short on time quickie version where we are going to try and decrease the amount of swelling in the voice. So this could be for menstrual cycles. This could be for illness, allergies. I just want to throw that out there because there are so many female identifying folks who go through swelling every month. And this is a way that you can decrease that and calm your nervous system too. All right, take your hand, lay it flat under your left collarbone, okay? We're gonna take a second. 2 things move this system: breathing and movement. We're gonna focus for our purposes today on nasal breathing, okay? Breathe through the nose. Now what you're gonna do is bring your left hand, lay it flat over your right hand, and we're gonna gently pull this tissue out. I'm not doing it hard. It's just a little bit. We're pulling that tissue out. I'm like pretty immediately actually getting some saliva. We'll talk about that in a second in the vagus nerve unit, but that does mean we're getting some vagus involvement. Breathe through the nose. You could stay in this position and actually retest right here. It's already feeling a lot better. I just feel like a little bit more open in my throat area. Long exhales. You could just retest after that. But I'm going to give you the 3. We'll bang, 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 and then we'll go ahead and reassess, okay? So that's what we're going to focus on the left. I'm going to have you make little knuckles again. Bring our knuckle sandwich back. And then we're going to focus on this area since this houses our larynx. You're going to do a little knuckle rub. Breathing through the nose. Bring the tongue to the roof of your mouth. Okay. Lay your hand flat under the collarbone again. We're going to pull that tissue out, and I'm going to add something now. You're going to stand, and you're going to do calf raises as you are holding this tissue out. So it's going to look like this. Okay. My right hand is under my left collarbone. My left hand meets it, and it's going to pull that tissue out. And I'm going to burn out on calf raises. Breathing through the nose. If you're able to hold on to something, do that and keep pulling this tissue out and try to do 1 at a time. Normally I do this like at the piano and it's, oh my God, it's so intense. Hello, calves. Woo, wake up. I'll pull this out. Woo, burn them out. Do like 10 or 15 of them. Hello, calves. Oh, okay, release. Go ahead and reassess your body. See where that inflammation is. Okay, it's a little bit better. This is a lot better. Okay, my calves are burning, but I'm on the floor. Yeah, okay, so brain liked that. Brain like that, and maybe I'll do some rotation too. Okay. Yep. My body definitely liked that. So we got a little bit of drainage going there. You might start to feel things, mucus clearing, things like that. I definitely use this very, very often, and it is the sort of quick, short version of, there's a lot more that you can do in terms of the lymphatic system, but those are the simple three, okay? The next one is gonna require you to get on the ground. If this is helpful, you can take a screenshot of this. Knuckle rub, calf raises, open the thoracic duct. It's there for you, just to see it laid out that way. And these are the areas we're focusing on, okay? Next up is the Walking Dead deep breath sequence. For that pesky cough, this is called an air hunger drill. And in general, you need to train your breathing after you've been coughing quite a bit to get back to where you were. I mean, that's a pretty fair concept, right? So we're going to take our assessment. It's getting back a little bit. And then we're going to do this kind of more advanced, deeper breath hold and such exercise. If it doesn't feel good for you, then please don't do it. Why don't you watch it once and we can see how it goes. Okay, I'm actually going to bring this down to the ground. Burp. Okay. All right, welcome to my floor. Okay, you're going to get yourself on the ground. Lay down with your knees up. Now, I'm going to just mess around a little bit here and see if I can get my pelvis under me so that if I were to try and get my hand under, I wouldn't be able to. And then my head is going to be in a neutral spine. It's not going to be chin up here like this. Neutral spine, okay? Arms are going to be at your side. And now we are going to breathe normally. Exhale all your air. Raise your arms over your head. Lift your hips off the ground into a glute bridge. Hold your breath. And exhale. Inhale. Okay, clearly I need to work on that. Let's go through those steps one more time, okay? All right, get ourselves ready. Breathing in normally. Exhale. Arms are going to go over your head. Lift the hips. Hold your breath. Bring the arms down. Breathe in. Okay. I'm going to do one more of those. Feel free to join me if you like. I'm going to breathe normally. I'm going to exhale. Arms go up. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Lift the hips. Hold your breath. Arms down. Exhale and breathe in. Breathe in and hips go down. Wow, it's really hard to teach that one and actually do it. If you need me to review that, please let me know. Let's go ahead and reassess. Well, there's that deep stuff that's trying to come out. Oh my gosh, look how much further. Fair warning, you may cough a bit more after this exercise. Reassess. Yeah. There's hilarious. Well, the top feels better. My breath is still getting online. So again, this is a pretty advanced version of this exercise where we're doing a breath hold. I am honestly probably at a more modified version of that where I would be, doing something like breathing normally, exhale, squat, maybe 4 times, maybe 3. Breathing in normally, trying to get back to regular, quiet breath, and then reassess. That's kind of where I am right now. But I wanted to throw something in that would get all that gunk up and out. That was I call it the Walking Dead breath because it sounds like a zombie. Like, you have to exhale as much as humanly possible. Okay, great. Time to go to Vegas, y'all. We're gonna go to Vegas. So this is your anti-inflammatory nerve. It is super trendy. It does a lot of stuff. It is your interoceptive system. And you know that you're going to have one big when you have more saliva, a calm sense, when your body feels relaxed, your heart rate's relaxed. This is a big one for performance anxiety. But know that it is subtle, okay? Especially if you are someone that deals with mental health things, when it's hard to like understand where your feeling body and your thinking brain are. If you don't know your place in the world, if you're struggling with those kinds of things, this nerve might need a little bit of rehab, okay? And it might be kind of hard to feel each of these things, which is why I have a ton of these different kinds of things in my programs, just so that we can find something that works for everybody. Okie doke. Let's start with the concha and the simba, and we'll probably just need like 5 or 10 minutes past 3 to finish these up. Hopefully we'll get them finished quickly. Concha and the simba. These two little areas are what we're going to look at in the ear. The vagus nerve does run right behind the ear, but you can kind of access it a bit within the ear. So we are going to find those two places. Let's start with this bottom one. I don't remember if this is the concha or the simba right now. I believe this is the simba and this is the concha. You're going to stick your finger right in there, and we're going to make little circles. Go inside. I have saliva. I did have saliva right away. You can press back slightly and make circles. Good. Relax. Let's try the other side. A little more dryness on this side, actually. Yeah, my body didn't like this one as much, so I'm going to go back to the right. It's okay if you don't feel any differences in here. It's just one way in. You can also up the ante. I'm going to up the ante right now with something that vibrates. This is called a Z-Vibe, and it is an oral stimulation device for the inside of the mouth, but I use it for all sorts of things in the voice studio. If you turn it on, it vibrates, and you can put it right in that spot. It's a little noisy, but that will give you a little bit more stimulation, if that makes sense. And yeah, my body still doesn't like this side, so I'm going to go back to this side. Yep, more saliva. Lots of stuff draining with that, actually. You can also hit the concha up here. All right, this little section, this little triangular section up here, that's what we're going to move around next. Good. Other side. This side is so much more calming. This is my right side. Yeah. Whew. Okay. Notate that for yourself. Better, same, or worse. And if you think you need more stimulation, then you might consider getting an electric toothbrush or something similar to the Z-Vibe. The next one we're going to do involves the hand towel. So we're going to grab the hand towel and try not to get fluff in your eyeballs like I just did. This one is a super deep, yummy stretch, but it's a little tricky. So we're going to roll it up like so. I feel like I'm doing side work. I haven't waited tables since college. Okay, it's going to go around your neck like that and get your hair out of the way. All right, now we're ready to sing. What is that number from Smash? There's a number from Smash that's don't something till I finish talking, right? It's Christian Borle. It's niche, but here we go. We're now going to do what I call the C1 drill in the spine. which is a little shimmy. But first I'm going to have you cross your right hand over to the left side of the towel. Then the left hand is going to go on top. Okay, we're going to shimmy up to about this area. Double chin. Make sure you're in a double chin. Get your pelvis under you. Now, the right hand is going to pull taut straight ahead of you, and you're going to fight that with that double chin. Now, the left hand is going to bring your head over your left shoulder. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew, and release. Let's do that again. Double chin. Pull it taut, and we're going to bring it over the left. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to show you a different angle. Pull taut, double chin, rotate over. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, release that. Oh my gosh. Oh, I feel like a new human. That is so relaxing for me. It is so relaxing. There's a fire starting in my heart. Ooh, okay, she ready. Reaching a fever pitch and bringing me out of the dark. Yeah, this is a pretty big difference in how I feel right now, especially with my breathing. Let's do the other side, shall we? Okay, let's see. I did it this way. So now my left hand is going to cross over my right, grab onto the towel. My right hand's going to go over to my left. We're going to shimmy, 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 shimmy. And we're going to pull taut. Ooh, we got a double chin. Double, double, double chin. Good. Pelvis under you, all the things. And then pull that taut. And then the right hand is going to pull your head over the right shoulder. Oh, while the left one pulls straight ahead. Double chin, double chin, double chin. Oh, okay, back to center. And let's set back up, double chin. Pull taut with the left, rotate over with the right. 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. Pull taut, and we'll do it one more time. Pulling over, double chin, double chin. Oh, it's such a nice stretch. It's super weird. Okay, let that go. Relax that. Oh, so good. Reassess your body. Reassess your voice. Maybe take a nap. There's a fire starting in my heart. It feels really good. And I'm on the ground. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm going down much faster. I did not reset my camera. I'm sorry. Reset that. Okay. Cool. There we go. How was that one for you? Well, it's really good, right? It feels real nice. I think we've only got one more left, and actually, I don't have my tape nearby, so that's fun. Okay, well then I'm just going to mention how this one works, and we will traction it with our fingers for the time being. This is called vagal taping. And what's exciting about it is you can test the direction that your skin wants to traction, and you can tape it in that direction with KT tape, and it can just passively drain gunk as you go into rehearsal or as you go into a performance. You know, you can like do it right up until you go on stage or whatever you like. You can hide it under your costume, if your wig. It looks a little bit like this. So why don't we actually find the spot right behind your earlobe. Let's like put 2 fingers there, right behind your earlobe. And we're gonna traction that down. So pull this down gently. You should not be feeling a major heartbeat, like there should not be an artery here. Yeah, it should be very light. Breathe. If you feel that calm sense or more saliva, maybe relaxed heartbeat, then this is probably the direction for you. If you don't feel anything, try pulling up. Immediately, oh my God. Immediately I want to cough. No, and this might be a combination of the the phrenic nerve and the vagus nerve telling me no thank you. So I'm going to pull back down. Much calmer for me. Okay, you could try it on either side, but what you're going to do with taping is you'll cut it into a small little, like, couple inches. You'll see it right here on the reel that I have, which I'm happy to include since I couldn't actually find any tape today. But I just put one end of it here and one end of it here. What you have to actually do, I'm just going to show you with a little piece of something. What you have to do is you have to start on the bottom. So you peel the tape off, right? And then you start on the bottom and you like rub that in and make sure that that sticks to your skin. And then you pull up and you do the same thing here and that tape will pull down. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. And then you can leave it on. I would test it for 10 minutes or so, maybe 5 minutes, maybe even 2 minutes if you're like, you know, if you feel changes right away. If it feels good, then you can try it for longer. Okay, these are just little places that you can traction on the skin and talk to the vagus nerve, have it do its job, you know, like move in a way that your brain likes, and drain the fluid, decrease inflammation as you're singing, as you're rehearsing. So, I mean, just for funsies, why don't we actually pull in that direction that felt good, if there one was that feels good. If you didn't find anyone that felt good, you can pull your earlobe down and try it that way. A little Carol Burnett action. Let's see. Actually, more saliva here. Take a couple breaths. There's a fire starting in my heart. You can do a little singing. Yep. Lateral tilt. Oh, good. Okay. So that is basically what I wanted to share today. I hope this was helpful in helping you get over a cold, helping you have tools just to feel changes, because that can be the biggest hump sometimes. It's like nothing feels good, right? When you sing and you're getting over a cold and you got all these gigs coming up, you got to make some kind of change so your brain knows how to get back to where it was.